Want to watch middle-aged men dance?
Jesus.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Darren.
I'm Graham.
And we have just watched Killing Them Softly.
Yes, we have.
Tell us the plot. Some people rob a card game. It goes wrong.
That's not the plot. I mean,
What's the story?
That's the beginning of the...
Well, that's the setup. I don't want to give the spoilers away.
It's the setup. It's not the plot.
Go on, then.
So what else happens?
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? That's all you need to know.
It's a bunch of like gangsters in the middle of New York somewhere.
New York?
I mean, sorry, America. That's all America is to me.
Yeah.
New York.
Broaden that out significantly.
I was thinking of New York, and I wanted to say America, but then...
They all sounded like they were from Boston.
Boston or Australia, yeah.
Well, yeah, there was an Australian in it.
And you guys, you know, Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
He wasn't in it.
It's the guy with the similar name.
James Gandolfini.
That's the one.
Yes, James Gandolfini the Great.
He's Bostonish, isn't he?
Well,
Bostonese?
I don't think this
Is
is
he
the
from
bit
Boston?
No.
All right. Anyway, so
it
was really good. You know, you've got Brad Pitt, who's on stellar performance as
So I can
usual.
say steroids.
His acting is on steroids, maybe.
What, it makes him buff with a small dick?
Yeah,
That acting certainly reminds me of buffness with small penis.
that's
Yeah.
why they called him Buffy for a little while.
Did they?
No, I don't think they did actually.
So Brad Pitt's doing well, acting-wise in this film.
Essentially, yeah. And
I would agree.
the rest of the characters are also doing a stand-up job. You know,
They are. Was there any standouts for you?
Ray Liotta
That is
crying.
amazing. Oh yeah. Basically, like the film sets itself up as a kind of gangster film, but then reveals it's sort of more about. Well, it's about a few things really, but masculinity I think is one of them because it's. Was there even a single female character in it, or there was one prostitute?
I was halfway through the film and I was thinking to myself, I've only seen one woman so far,
Yeah.
and
And
okay,
that's one
she's
too many for
played
you.
by a minority.
She's played by
Well,
a
she's
minority.
also- Well, she's
Black.
a person of colour, and
What's that got
she's
to do
a
with it?
prostitute. And just saying, like, you've got...
You got a film of white men, and they thought we need some black people and some women. Let's combine
No,
the two.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's got to be. I don't know. I just feel like everything else was quite delicately kind of orchestrated about that film.
But I think the lack of women was a choice.
Yeah,
they made.
no, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying the choice for it to be a black prostitute woman, and that's the only one.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know. It's like
What's your
it's
point?
obviously. I don't know. It's this. As you say, it's this kind of
Well,
masculine.
why did you mention her colour? Why is that significant?
Well, it's not. Now you ask.
Okay. Well, why did you
But
think it was?
I'm not adding anything to that. I'm just.
No, but
I'm noting it because they chose.
well, I thought you were noting it for a reason.
Well, I'm just. You wonder about and they have the one. They have one female, the one woman in it entirely.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that they did go for
Black woman.
minority.
Why is that interesting? You said then, I find that interesting. So why do you find that interesting?
I find it interesting. No, I find it interesting as in it interests me as in the emotion. I've not got.
Explain it to me.
No, but I'm trying to say I've got no thought behind it. It's an interest.
So what's the emotion in what?
That's interesting.
So you have no idea why you're interested or why it's interesting.
I'm. If something's interesting, if a book interests you that you haven't read, it means you want to find out more about it. I'd like to read.
Right. Okay. So you want to find out if there was.
Yeah, I want to find out
if
what
there was
the
a reason that the
context and
prostitute was black.
I mean, okay. If we're gonna look at the only other person in that film who was coloured, person of colour,
Yeah.
right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was Barack Obama?
There was another black guy in the background of a bar scene. I noticed.
No. Okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Oh, you noticed him, did you?
Well,
Was
yeah,
he
because
what's it like? Sort of thumb he was. Oh,
no.
exactly. So I think that's quite interesting. The fact that it's all about. Okay. So give you a little bit of insight to the film. You look worried.
No. Just to finish my point before we go on to the second one.
Go on.
Yeah, it's mostly about masculinity. So even though they're all tough gangsters and all the rest, whenever anything bad happens, like they get the shit kicked out of them or a gun put to their face, most of them start crying and puking and stuff like that.
Everyone becomes weak in the end. Like.
Yeah, and that's what the title's in reference to, Killing Them Softly, because Brad Pitt doesn't like to kill people up close because they know what he's going to do and they start whinging and he doesn't like it when people get emotional.
Yeah.
So he does it softly, kind of from a distance, so that he just can kill him and get on with his day, without putting them through too much stress either. So you were going to say about
but conversely, like it's like they know what he's going to do, so, and they try and avoid it and try and kind of eke their way out of it by appearing.
Yeah, well, I think they are
sad
upset.
and stuff like that.
I don't think they're putting it on.
No, of course, but it can't hurt your case to appear to try and gain sympathy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so but also on conversely, Brad Pitt also feels like he's a victim in this because he doesn't like the.
Yeah, exactly. Like
so he's trying to
he
avoid
gets upset
it too.
by being put through that. Like, he wants to avoid it. There's a bit where he hires James Gandolfini because to kill somebody because the person he's got to kill will recognize him.
Yeah.
And he wants to avoid the emotion, and all Gandolfini does is get drunk and moan about his wife and all these women and stuff like that.
Just this abusive guy.
It would have been less emotional if he'd have just killed the guy he recognised, as opposed to having a conversation with James Gandolfini. Anyway, you're going to say about Barack Obama being...
No, it's just, well, okay, so, inside to the film, like, anytime, whether in, like, a car and, the car radio is on... where you would normally
television stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where you would expect like music or just something random.
Well, the film is set as Bush's
during
presidency is going, and it's between the next two
during the change.
Yeah, was it Obama and McCain?
Yeah, and so that's always there's always, well, not always, sorry, but like usually if there's like a television or a radio in the scene, it's playing segments of like speeches and stuff
every
like
time.
Yeah, well, no, sorry, I just mean it's not on throughout the entire film.
Right, yeah, that'd be weird.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, it's not just a commentary.
That'd get really annoying.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you, I mean, I assume you already know bits about the film from what you've read and stuff. Is there any context to...
Maybe I just picked it up from watching.
Yeah, no, maybe, but you might have also looked it up afterwards, looking at the why these...
Well, it's all about the economy as well, isn't
segments
it?
Of...
so you've got a kind of contrast between people like the what's the word? The morale boosting speeches that the wannabe presidents are giving. So you've got Obama saying we're all in it together and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, you've got men whinging and puking and shooting each other for a bit of cash. So I think it's just
each other and
sort of show the state of the country by showing what some people are saying it is,
and all this,
what
we're all in it together and
exactly. I think that's why.
We are a society and all this. And in the end,
So what did you think? Did you like it?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a great deal.
Me too.
I did find it hard, maybe it's because I'm tired or whatever, but I did find it hard to kind of keep track of all the characters and the different relationships and what was going on and who was who, and because like there's often
there are like 6 characters in it.
Yeah, but it's like The Hobbit where you got all the dwarves and it's
not like The Hobbit.
No, it's not, to be fair, but it's just hard when you've got like a scene and they're talking for a long time and they refer to like 3 or 4 different people, and it's just hard to kind of remember who's who and what,
Fair enough.
Personally,
I didn't find
you've seen
that,
it a couple of, how about on your first viewing? Were you a little bit muddled up with who?
No.
Okay, fine, it's just me then.
Yeah. You can kind of work it out from context.
Oh yeah. I got by all right. I wasn't sitting there going, "What? Brad Pitt's in this."
I was surprised when he turned up.
It was great. Yeah.
Because he's in it because you think he's the main character, and then he didn't show up for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
And you don't even see his face for a while either. Like
no,
it waits for his main reveal sort of thing.
Neither do you ever see Richard Jenkins stand up.
Is that
Reddit 90
significant?
Trivia. No. Maybe
well,
it is
kind of,
he's like a sort of middleman, like
exactly.
He doesn't get his hands dirty.
Yeah.
He's just he may as well be sat behind a desk.
Yeah.
Making decisions. Well, not making decisions.
You look proud of yourself.
Well, I'm allowed. So yeah, I thought it was really... Oh, it's by Andrew Dominic, who previously directed The Amazing Chopper and the even more amazing Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford, to give it its proper title.
The Amazing Chopper, like The Amazing Spider-Man.
No, it's the
guy with the big...
Assassination of Jesse James. Nobody said amazing.
You said The Amazing Chopper.
Did I? Oh, yeah, because I thought it was amazing. That wasn't its title. It wasn't called The Amazing Chopper.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a different film. I think it's online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit more... It's kind of a mixture of them both because it's a lot shorter than Jesse James. So it's closer to Chopper's running length. And they're both about sort of street crime, I suppose. But Jesse James and this are kind of like about the mythology and deconstructing it in terms of anti-heroes, I think. Just a thought.
I'm just going to quietly judge you for a while.
I think I'm right.
I think you're not wrong, but also I think you need to expand on that theory. But
Well, I would, but it's already gone over 10 minutes.
No, I'm not asking you to do it now. I'm saying go away and research it. Have a little think
Well, I
about
could
what
probably
you're
argue
saying.
my case
And,
if I...
well, go on then, blag it. See if you can.
Well, what's your problem with my hypothesis?
Just expand on it. I don't really... It wasn't that particularly clear.
Wasn't it?
Not particularly.
Okay, well, you've got the sort of celebrated image of Jesse James and this sort of what he is, and they kind of deconstruct that and show him to be more of a sort of real man. And you've got the sort of idea of anti-heroes in movie cinemas, like Clint Eastwood in the Dollars movies and stuff like that. And then you've got how they see him in this, where they're all mopey and whingy. So it's kind of presenting us with one thing and showing us a different image to what we might expect.
Do you think... Brad Pitt's getting a little bit typecast as kind of like...
No.
The very strong, the kind of sober...
no.
Kind of worldly type.
Yeah.
Oh, worldly, yeah. So
I don't know off the top of my head what else has he done recently. Fury.
Just thinking of Fury and stuff like that. But even like Fight Club and stuff like that, he was still the.
I don't think he was very level-headed in Fight Club.
Not in character, but in acting.
What, in fashion? No. I suppose he's.
I think he often plays kind of closer to himself than he does.
Well, you could argue that of loads of actors, but he's different in...
we're talking about Brad Pitt because he was in the film what we just watched.
I know.
Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember the film we just watched?
Yeah, I understood it as well.
I understood it. I just didn't know who was who. Carry on.
He's different in that Terrence Malick one, whatever it's called, the
Tree of Life.
Yes, the Tree of Life, because he's a bit of an arsehole in that.
Is he?
Yeah,
I would like to see that.
Sort
one.
of 50s.
Oh, he's
50s
like the bad dad kind of thing. Yeah,
belt off for any excuse
to show their love. It's just
exactly.
To show he loves them, kind of thing. He smacks them,
beats them in Morse code, like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
But yes, so I thought this film was amazing, and it's the kind of film that Tarantino should be making based on his reputation, as opposed to the indulgent sort of crap that he does make.
Ooh.
Couldn't think of a better word.
No. There was no better word than crap.
Yeah, it's sort of pop culture, and it's sort of people talking and having these witty conversations, but also it's, sort of punctuated by these sort of sporadic bursts of violence, and it's proper gritty violence when Ray Liotta gets the shit kicked out of him. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty real, to be fair. Like he gets punched in the stomach pretty hard, and he just starts honking up everywhere and stuff. Yeah, it's all pretty rough.
The music's quite sort of cool as well, because Tarantino always has a good soundtrack, and I think it's quite Scorsese influenced musically and cast wise, I suppose, considering it's got Ray Liotta in. Can't think of him as anything other than the guy from Goodfellas. Henry Hill. But yes, so I think that this film was amazing, and I recommend it to anybody who has eyes or ears, or at least one of those two.
At the very least, one of those two.
If you don't have eyes or ears, then
give it a miss.
Maybe read a Braille book. That's all you can do, really, innit?
Have you seen the porn for blind people?
Yes.
And it's just the weirdest thing. Like,
we went to the sex museum. It was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've seen it. There was all before that.
Had you? You're quite the connoisseur.
Quite.
Okay. Oh well, bye-bye everybody.
I'm leaving. Goodbye. Oh, little applause for me there.
Well done, bravo.
Appreciate that. Yeah.